given for the initial 10-15 minutes, I want to quickly run through the work stages in construction. So what is my idea? You know the materials. Now, rebar work stages. So quickly describing it, you have a preparatory stage. You have the design, where most of you all are familiar with the stage. It's a concept stage. Then you have your DD stage and you have your technical design. You have your pre-construction, which is all set. My design is ready. I begin my tender action. So I prepare my tender documents. I get all the production information required. So this is the pre-construction. To the construction stage, there is nothing required to be edited in this. So this is a typical rebar work stage. So this is a British code that defines what are the work stages and how can we group, how can architecture group them into various stages. So this is a construction finally the use. So if you see from stage J, there is nothing change happens in your drawing. So running through this quickly for you to relate it to facade. Now you have your, what is to be done for your building. You have your project presentation briefing where there is a client brief clearly given, and then you prepare something based on your briefing and you present it to your client. Then comes your next stage, stage 2, which is your concept stage, where we prepare a lot of concepts to suit the briefing. And you have reviews that take place with the client and all the stakeholders. So this is stage 0, 1, 2, you all are very familiar with. Let me take you all to the next stage. Now these 3, 4 and 5 are the most important stages when you get into ready for tendering and GFC drawing. So you have your coordination, so where you need to coordinate everything on what you've done on the concept. So they call it spatial coordination. Right, stage 4 jumps to technical design. So this is mostly on a DD stage, which happens in India. And then finally, 5th one comes the final manufacturing and construction. So this stage 4 and stage 5 go hand in hand. So what happens where the facade comes in, you can see this specialist subcontractors. So the facade works come under specialist subcontractors. So this starts happening in stage 4. And after everything is done, the engineering is done, it moves to stage 5. And 6 and 7, obviously you all know about it. Now, how do we do it in India? So here we make it a little more simplified. You have grouped into major stages. So concept, you have your schematic stage, you have your DD stage, you have your GFC stage. Now, it is here that you get your tenders. So next, what I'll be running through is how we receive tenders from tender documents, how we move to the DD stage, and how we move to the GFC stage. So that's how things are going to be next. Now, going to the next. So these are things probably you all don't need to go in depth, but there is a very important factor here. Now, this is a very, very important item that is mostly not looked into, coordination with a lot of other services. So this interfacing becomes very, very important. Now, how are we resolving it in India? And this has become a very key requirement in all our projects now. So most of the projects that are coming in the industry now requires a BIM strategy document also to be submitted. So like how I explained the earlier slide, BIM also has different, it's called LOD, level of detailing. So there are various LOD levels prescribed for each of these stages. So when I take a GFC, there is a LOD specified, number specified against it. So my concept will have basic parameters like area, height, volume, location, orientation. Let me move to the SD stage. There I will model it a little more in detail. So I will have my location, I'll have my orientation. Now when I go to my DD stage, so here it becomes more realistic. So here I get all my clashes, everything cleared, and then I move to my level of detailing GFC. So this will have exact everything, my mullions, my cleats, my gaskets, all that will come here. And apart from that, all the discipline, all the clashes would have been complete. So this is the construction, concept to construction. So that is your SD, DD, and GFC. These are the stages that it takes. So a quick overview. Now to relate, coming back to facade, I'm going to help you all relate it to this stages. Now this is a case study I'm quickly going to take you all through. So now this is my specification which I received from the client. So here they've given, this is particularly on facade I've taken, so you can relate to it. So we got the DBR, we've got some tender drawings, we have got the specifications. So here they have given all the requirements, and this being an EPC job, these are the responsibilities for my glazing system. So we are supposed to schedule, monitor the work, sampling to be done, and we are supposed to coordinate it or the protection of the material. So these are all the way I get my specification. Now this is a view. It's just a sample that I've taken for your understanding. So like this, we would get many views and tender floor plans, elevations, and probably a typical section. So this will give me a schematic stage idea about what needs to come in. So say this is, since our session is about facade, let me keep it only to facade. So we got a line of buildings. We got a lot of facade skins here. What you see is terracotta. I see stone here. I see ACP here. I see some cute ACP verticals here. There is some glazing here. This is an aluminum trellis that I have in the facade. So again, I have a stick system here. So these are all the components. So now you can relate to what I took earlier. You start relating what you heard earlier to what you're seeing now. So I got my tender now. How do I go ahead with it? So now starting to relate with the previous slide, I have with you on screen. I've taken the same so that you can continue through. So we start understanding what is the wall type. So this is just the nomenclature given to understand what are the various complex systems in the facade and how we have to crack it. So I begin to number it. So yes, I call this 4. I see this wall is completely of one type. I call this 7. I group it differently. So that's the way I understand. I break down my systems across various phases of the building. So I call this 5. Okay, this is a different system. This is the same 4 that you see here. Then I have a very simple system, and I have entire granite here. The bottom is all terracotta. So when you take the other side of the building, again, it's very differently modeled here. So now I understood all the systems, and I have broken it down for ease. So where do I go from here? Now I begin my facade engineering. So I take each of the system and I develop into the next stage. What is the next stage? Like I said, you have your concept, which is done already. You have your tender, which you're seeing on the screen. And next stage is going to be design development stage. So this is once again for ease of understanding it. I've just taken snips so that you can relate to what really happens in the industry. So I have my various wall types, what you also written there. For easy understanding, I've kept clips of it. So this is easy to understand for my facade specialist. So I give a small gist of what is it about, certain other details that go in the glass, like I said, the transients, and here additionally there is a stone cladding, and of course the color types. So whatever given by in the specification is captured in this, so that nothing is missed out. Now, this is how a sample. I couldn't produce a full drawing, so I've just taken a snip of 2 types of stages. So most of the time, there is a confusion. What exactly is the DD stage? What exactly is the GFC stage? So just to compare and contrast, what you see on your left is your DD stage. What you see on the right is your GFC stage. So this is particularly about facade. So again, I have taken only facade for you all. So this is how the plan goes. I have my ACP material here on either side. So this is all ACP. I have, this is all granite. And these are the ACP bands. So this I convert it into DD. Can you see the modulations? So here I begin to do my modulations. So if you see here, these are equals. So this is where your glass height length ratio, your EA ratio, your WWR ratios, all this come into play during this modulation. So there is something called S here. It's a spandrel. There's something called V which comes here, which is a vision. So whichever comes behind a solid wall, I would put a spandrel behind. I have not spoken about spandrel vision glass. Probably if there is session to come, we can know more about it, or you all can also get into what these are. So this is my DD stage. Now comes my GFC stage. So when you look at the construction drawings that go to site, this is a level of detailing of my facade. So I have my panels clearly placed where I start from, where my wall type starts, where each of the wall type starts and ends, how it turns building. So it's a steel building with a slim concrete slab. So that is the reason you're seeing steel sections here. So this is how my GFC drawings go. Now, I would like to take you all to a quick run of this. Since we don't have time, I will run quickly on the parameters that is required to be focused on when you're working on facade. So, of course, the materials, the accessories, like I said, the failure of everything depends upon your accessories. And performance parameters, we already know optical, we spoke about other factors, we spoke about acoustics. So all this is very familiar now to you all. Fire, it's a very, very important parameter required. There are norms now, you need fire approvals before you do anything. So these are the performance parameters. Then comes how do I install it? What is the method? What are the various interfaces? Like you saw, you have glazing, you have ACP, you have louvers, you have granite, you have terracotta. So each of these line of interfaces, where is it going to be? How am I going to optimize these materials? So there is something there given to me. Now, how would I work best? How would I add value to it? What is the value addition I bring to the system? So those are improvements that go in. Then comes, there is testing procedures and field quality control. These are checklists. So at site, what is it that we are going to do to ensure we get the best quality system, quality controls? So there are various checklists and all that goes in. So we finished with what to focus on. Now, this is a very interesting slide. These are, I've compiled all the failures that happens in typical projects and what are the accessories that we have to look in. Like I told you all before, we mainly focus on the modulation, we focus on the glass, we focus on the system, but there are these little things that is missed that fails to arrest the water or there is a leakage. So these are the common things I've put into. So the main reason I'm sharing this with you all, each time you all have something on your drawing board or on your screen, understand that these are the important thoughts that should go in. Where is your expansion joint? How have you protected it? How is your barrier detailed? Air and water barrier done. How are you detailing various interfaces? So that is here. I told you about the corners. I told you we have various material. How am I going to treat my interfaces? Next, I have my doors and windows. Now, this is a very important thing in facade. So there are cases you would have seen videos of windows flying out due to high wind. So have I considered the right wind pressure and tested according to my wind load? So have I designed it for it? Have I tested it for it? So that is why most of the videos you see in a gust of wind, in cyclones, you see windows flying out from facade. So how are my stays? Now, are the sufficient stay arms given? Then there is a last, copings and flashing. Now, what are copings? Those are coverings, internal flashings, and about my sill, I have my copings. Have I done it right? Have I done my flashing right? Have I done my sealants right? Now, there's a very interesting thing. You have birds coming in, picking. You have a bird protection tape also that helps it seal from bird pecking. The ways water starts entering into your building. So, when you do facade, ensure first and foremost there is no leakage. Then, of course, this is a very common thing. You would have seen most of the malls. You will see glass delamination. So these are my learnings that I want to share with you all. And with this, I complete my session. There is a very interesting video that I would like to share with you all. So let me just see if I can play. Do I have time for a video, ma'am? Can I play a short video?
Yes, ma'am. You can. You can.
So I will conclude with this. Now, this is a live one. So this is related to what I showed you all earlier. So it will be easy for you to see the. Is the video clear? Can you hear the audio? Is the audio and audio coming along with it?
No, we can only see the thank you slide.
Okay, so I have to stop share and reshare it. Let me share again. Hmm, I'm resharing it. Just hold on. Yeah. Do you all see anything on your screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
So I am just running the video. Yeah. Do you all hear the audio now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, great. Okay. So I'll just rewind a little more and take it from here. Yes. Would just like to pause here. As you see the video, don't miss the bottom month. So that is month 1 to month 30. So this is the way installation also goes. So keep looking at both and also read the scripts that come on the right. what you'll see here, TC is a tower cranes. So this is a way we are planning to erect it. So don't miss the months as it go by 1 to 30. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Try to take questions from the audience.
Yes.
Kindly post them in the chat box. The first question is, can building facades have psychological effects on the people living in and around?
Come again.
The first question is, can
Yes,
building
yes,
facades
yes.
psychological
Psychological effect. So yeah, there's something called behavioral architecture. I think people interested would, I think, can go through that. There's a lot of positives and negatives that come out. So I'm sure you all have covered it. I think jails, your hospitals, all are designed based on that. Yes, Facades do have effects. It creates a lot of emotions in us. Yes, they do.
Next question is, how are the recent technological advances in facade treatments affecting building design?
Affecting building design, I don't know what this person had in mind. It makes, okay, just to put it in a nutshell, I would say things go faster. Now it's a fast world. People want something extremely fast. So we are looking at technologies that can make it quick. And two, you're looking at something that is not labor intensive. So these are two things that we look at. And of course, there is a lifespan of it. So I would say three emerging technologies that focus on this is a sure win-win for the industry.
The last question is, can you brief on considerations of tolerances, wear and tear, and maintenance in Indian conditions?
See, this is a very vast subject. That's a very good point raised there. When you look at tolerances in facade, so you have various materials that have tolerances, the glass tolerances, you have your aluminum section tolerances, you have your system tolerances. So this is a very vast subject on tolerances. So that's not something that just can be spelled with one or two, but whoever has asked us, it's a very relevant one. It's a very relevant question, and I request you to go through your codes for that. So in fact, even your CPWD codes specifies on curtain walling. Please go through that. Your dry cladding system is also specified in your codes. Go through that. So these are wonderful codes that give your tolerances allowed.
Thank you for the wonderful session, ma'am. It was very informative and a great learning experience for us. I now request the head of the department, SRM SEAD Ramapuram, Architect Ramesh sir, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Salakshi. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good morning all. On behalf of SRM SEAD Ramapuram, I would like to thank our honorable speaker, Architect Seena George, for the inspiring webinar on facade overview from concept to completion. Thank you, ma'am. Sharing your interest and knowledge, covering the current materials used in construction with technical ideas. Not only ideas, the materials explain how it is fixed in site. And in your slides, stage by stage of work, and also finally you showed project learning failures. That's more interesting, ma'am. Finally, I'd like to mention that you made a detailed, crystal clear presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much. And also, we are looking forward. Thank you, ma'am. We are looking forward for many more seminars from your side in future. Thank you so much, ma'am. And also, I want to express my heartfelt thank to Chairman, Co-Chairman, Dean, BP Admin, all our faculty members and students of SEAD. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Over to Salakshi.
Thank you, everybody, for your participation. We have another webinar coming up at 11 on the topic Data-Driven Design and Robotics in Architecture by Architect Naveen Muthumanik. We look forward to your presence. Thank you.
Forest Ply, a lion among plywoods. Forest Ply range of products: Platinum, Gold, BWR, MR, Flush Door, Block Board, Shuttering. Forest Ply, a lion among plywoods. Forest Ply range of products: Platinum, Gold, BWR, MR, Flush Door, Block Board, Shuttering. Forest Ply, a lion among plywoods. Forest Ply range of products: Platinum, Gold, BWR, MR, Flush Door, Block Board, Shuttering. Forest Ply, a line among plywoods. Forest Ply range of products: Platinum, Gold, BWR, MR, Flush Door.
River